What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Let There Fly YouTube channel. Today we are not riding. Seth is sad. He's really sad. But it's for good reason. So it turns out when you ride your quad a lot, like every weekend basically we do, things break. And they leak. And they do other stuff.
Alright, it's leaking. It's not broken.
Alright, so what do we got going on?
Alright, we got, unfortunately, both of our quads are leaking on the rear diff. So we're going to have to pull our diffs and redo the seals. What's that?
Mine's going to be fun.
Why? Why is yours going to be
Mine
so
has completely split in half because of the stupid drain plug.
Oh.
Yeah, my drain plug.
Alright, Marshall might not get a quad back.
My drain plug is stripped out. So I had a new drain plug and everything, so everything's ready to go for that. But yeah, she's a little stripped because why they have such a tiny little Allen key for the drain plug besides me. But yeah, so that's the first thing on the agenda. Well, that's the only thing really on the agenda for yours. Yours isn't too broken. No, mine's pretty bad. Mine's the newer one, which is go figure kind of thing.
Yeah, and I got more miles on mine.
So mine last ride was leaking into the CVT. It keeps getting wet for some reason. Don't know why. I'm snorkeled. So either I think the seal around the CVT might be leaking, so I might just have to marine grease it. That'd be the awesome fix.
Well, I mean, you've only taken your belt box off like
30 times.
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
Yeah, so could be that. I have a feeling also it could be a connection I have underneath here, even though I have it tight. Could still be looking into there. But the other thing I got to look into, yeah, there's a list for my quad. The other thing I have to look into is my steering. So my wheels aren't moving right now, and I have a good good amount of play. So I got to figure out what is going on with that. Probably tie rod ends. That's what I believe it is, but it could be something up inside the but they have that little coupling thing that comes off the pin. Can't think of the name of it right now. I'll put it in the little thing in below because I know what it's called, but I can't remember. So right now we got to take these things completely apart. Swing arms have to come out. Axle's got to come out so we can pop the diffs. And yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Fun. All right, cue the time lapse. So Seth's having fun with his pinion bolt right now. I already got mine basically undone. My wrench has to stay in there because it's a great design feature they had there. But right now I'm just about to actually pull my diff out. She's ready to come out basically. I just gotta undo this frame support here, take off the hitch mount there, and then she should slide on out after I undo these bolts. So couple bolts and she should be on her way out. Alright, so both diffs are successfully out. Thanks, Can-Am, for making it such an easy job.
Mine might be in a little better shape than Marshall's.
Yes, so mine I gotta get the drain plug out and I gotta drill it and try to use an extractor. Problem is I don't want to get metal shavings in there, so I'm just going to pull the diff apart. So right now I'm just using looks like it's going to be a T40 to pop this guy apart. And hopefully it goes smoothly. We're going to see. I'm going to crack them loose with the wrench because I'd rather feel it than freaking have it snap. Sometimes the impact a little too aggressive.
My hands stink of diff.
Still can't smell from COVID. Oh no, I can't see COVID on the internet. I might get in trouble for that from that one guy. There she is. Alright. Yeah, normally to do your seals, you actually don't have to pull the diff apart like this. It's just that Marshall decided to strip out his drain plug, so, because it's so puny.
Yes, I can show you what mine looks like sitting in the pan over there.
There she comes.
Beautiful.
And there's a Can-Am diff.
There's a Can-Am diff with a lot of dirt in it now.
Well, I'm gonna clean everything. Just trying to do it without getting... Okay, not too bad.
That's not bad.
dump the fluid out of her now. I'm going to be brake cleaning everything off and putting all fresh fluid in. So it doesn't matter if some dirt gets in there. Because I'm about to be drilling and tapping it, so it's going to have metal in there too. But I couldn't even drain it, so I had to, it was making a mess everywhere.
Mine was over full. That's why I have a huge puddle.
There's my guy right there I got to get to. Fun, fun.
Yay.
Yep, she's all kinds of stripped and goodness.
Is she really?
Dude, it's freaking completely rounded. Look, it looks like it's freaking just a circle. It's bad. All right, let me start just brake cleaning this just to get expedite the process a little bit. You can go through a half a can of brake clean.
Brake clean. This is the environmentally safe one.
Sure. So what you want to do is you want to fill your entire diff with brake clean, and it eventually evaporates, and it's just metal on metal. That's what you really want to do. That makes mudding a lot better. It's weight savings because you're not carrying all that liquid around in the back. All right, here we go, guys. Let's see if she comes out. It's coming. Yeah, got it. Fortunately, I had to take the whole diff apart to do that, but there she is. Thanks, Can-Am, for making that so difficult. Oh, now I gotta get it off there. Alright, so we just got the diffs both back in our quads. The reason we didn't really film anything else with that, because it's kind of self-explanatory. It's how the seals go back in. You basically just tap them lightly with a hammer to put them back in, make sure you're nice and even and whatnot. So right now we're just gonna take a quick lunch break. The girlfriend just picked up some pizza, so I'm gonna go eat real quick, and then we'll come back. Seth gets to replace his CV boot because I actually had one here, so mine's not going to go totally back together today. I'm going to get everything kind of set to go back together and all cleaned up and whatnot, and then I got to order some CV boots. But at least had one, so at least we can get Seth's quad back together and in one piece again. So we'll have one quad done basically today. Mine's still going to sit on jack stands. All right, we're back from lunch, and now we get to play with a CV boot. We've done a lot of CV boots here. Never really filmed them for the channel, so they're not that bad. What you do, they're just a greasy mess. You're gonna want to grab gloves and probably an extra 5 pair. All right, the fun part. Sometimes these come off nice and easy, sometimes they don't. Getting real technical with our tools here. And basically just give her a yeet. And then I gotta pry up on it a little bit. Oh. There we go. Got it. One. So much fun to see. I think he's got a little bit of water in there.
Might be.
CVs probably shouldn't do that.
Water is, you know, life is water. Water's life.
Alright, so we got the axle apart here. And we already got the new boot slid on. So basically, I have to get the this guy off here, because this guy's going to come out along with all the balls for the actual CV. This is all the stuff that goes for CV. There's actually a ring on here that gets replaced. Comes with the Can-Am kit. We got Can-Am boot because they last pretty good. I mean, they're pretty durable. I know a lot of guys talk crap about them, but they seem to like mine have gotten wrapped so many times.
Yeah, they're legit. The boots are good.
Yeah, they you know, like a plastic thing, you'd be like, that kind of.
I forget what it is, like T something. I forget.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it came with a new ring and everything. We're gonna pop on there. Then basically we just have to hammer this guy back on, and then well, this first and then that. Then basically start greasing everything, put it back in the cup. Then we have the ring, which is right there, and get it back together.
Voila. Let's see if that fucking goes on.
As long as it, yeah, we're good. Now I can use this guy because this is. There she goes. Like that. Boom.
Like butter, baby.
Alright, now let's grease the crap out of that cup. And then we gotta use the excess grease to help hold all that together. Yeah. Put it all in. That's a different color. Usually it's gray. Yeah. Is that what they gave us? Boy, what are you losing?
That ball.
You don't, no, dude. This is what I deal with.
Oh, whatever.
You grease the balls before you put them on so they stick.
Yeah, well, you took the grease.
That looks like baby diarrhea is what that looks like. Yeah. Look at all that. Good stuff. Yeah. That's like straight up peanut butter poop. What that is right there. This is the tough part. So basically, yeah, get them. Start greasing everything up so it all sticks. Basically. Here, I'll hold all the balls in, and I'm gonna have to have you just like grease my hands. I'm just gonna give her hell.
This grease isn't very thick.
No, it's not. I noticed that. And if you want to slide that cone where you were tapping here. That'd be the easiest way to do it. No, that one.
Oh.
Yeah, or the cat, whatever it's called. Hold everything in. Yeah. It's kind of rotate it until it slides in. There it is. Alright, so once you get everything all greased up, one thing you want to do that's a pretty important step if you can. It's kind of hard to do, I'm not going to lie, to not get grease on this, but you want to try to keep the
Grease to a minimum.
Grease to a minimum on the lip that the actual boot goes on. Just keeps it from spinning in the future. Not even.
I was gonna say you keep touching it with your greasy hands.
I'm trying not to, you know.
All right, guys. So good news for me, bad news for Marshall. Let's take a look. 850s back together. Ah, the 650.
I don't want to talk.
What do we got?
Alright, so a while ago I twisted one of my CV boots.
Dude, that was when you first got it.
I know, it was like when I first got my quad. It's still not ripped yet, but I have the axles out, so why not do it now? But ripped 2 extra boots, so I'm ordering the 3rd one. So I'm just gonna have 3 CV boots to replace. And everything can go back together. I got the diff in still.
Yep,
so
diff is in.
Diff's ready to go. Coming with me, I'll show you what I got going on with my steering.
Oh yeah, baby.
It turns out when you put giant tires on, pretty giant. I'm not gonna say giant tires because there's guys out there running like 34s and stuff.
Well, they're big.
Or 40s and stuff if you want to be that ridiculous.
Yeah, but you're not doing that on factory setup.
My Pitman arm here, where it connects to the powered steering, I don't know if they can see it on camera there.
I don't know.
But basically it's hella loose. Really loose. So
He said hella loose.
there is a company that's going to be making aftermarket Pitman arms, but they're not out yet. So for now, they're cheap enough. I'm going to grab a stock one. They're only like 27 bucks. That's a pretty good deal, I'm not going to lie. And then some new bushings and stuff like that. And hopefully I'll take the slop out of my steering because she is like...
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
She's pretty bad. Like, see, that's not turning at all, and that's doing a whole lot turning.
Yeah, you got like a half inch of play.
Yeah, so I blame that one on Lost Trails. That was a pretty rough ride.
Not my fault.
But yeah, so this project will have to wait till another day. So this is actually gonna be like a little 2-part garage series kind of thing. Just getting the quads all fixed up. Sets is basically ready to go now. We actually I had bought the boot already for my quad when I twisted it. I was just waiting until it either ripped or something. So actually Seth only had 1 ripped boot, so we threw it out on his quad. So this way he's all ready to go now. But while I wait for the parts to come in for this, which shouldn't take too long, I should hopefully have everything by the end of the week. Today is Saturday, so hopefully by Friday I should have them. But I'm going to be riding that thing for a little while.
Boom!
So, you guys have not seen this in a hot minute because I've been doing some stuff to it.
Wait a minute. If you're going to ride this, you need to change this out to a Hello Kitty one.
It's my girlfriend's quad. Alright. Yeah. Anyway, so what we've done to this thing basically so far, we got a Dalton clutch kit. I think they call it the DBO 500 actually on this guy. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But yeah, so we got the clutch kit in there because we are now turning some 27-inch Sun F Warriors, which are basically a Zilla, but like half the price, which is awesome. Actually, Seth had these laying around, so I've been trying them out. I want to see how they do in the mud first before I end up.
Before he gives me the money.
Before I flip the money.
See how I give him money quickly?
When they're bald, I will tell him that they're good. When they're bald already. No, but, so,
yeah, when they're bald, you'll be like, I don't want these, take them back.
So I had my Mega Mayhems that came on my 650 on here. They were just a little too heavy for it. Not even too heavy, it was more the rollout and stuff definitely affected the performance of it. These tires were a lot lighter, so ended up sticking with the 27s because this isn't going to be a strictly mud machine or anything like that. This thing is just going to be
mainly a trail.
This is a trail rig that's going to be able to go deep now. So if you look here, she's got the XMR dash, and the reason behind that is I gotta grab your pop rivets. The reason behind that is
they're $41 and change.
Are they?
Pop rivets, yeah.
I've been doing some work to this guy, so I still gotta do vent tubing yet. But our intake, I have my old 650 XMR intake for the air there. So this way that just raises that up. Did my own custom little dealio here for the inlet for the CVT, and then for the exhaust we actually went ahead and put a factory style XMR that I had to cut, as you can see, to fit in here. The exhaust snorkel for this and everything, so I had to relocate the ECU. They have a bracket and stuff like that. It was pretty easy, everything bolted right on. Yeah, so at the end of the day, basically what we're making this thing into is a little XMR without the rad relocate kit. That'll still ride really smooth, because the XMRs, as most of you probably know from owning one, if you have one, they don't ride very smooth, especially with big heavy tires and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to accomplish with this quad. But yeah, so today was a little maintenance day. Like I said, apologize for the non-ride style video. Let me know, or let us know rather, if you want to see more videos like this where we're just kind of wrenching and stuff like that, hanging out, having some fun, get everything back together for at least on Seth's quad.
Yeah, my quad's at least back together.
Mine, the more I looked, the more I found wrong. So with that, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. We really appreciate everything you do. And where can you find us at, Seth?
All right, you can find us at Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Hit us up, leave a message, you know, whatever. Invite us to come ride with you. Who the hell knows? Anyway, we'll catch you next time on Let Dirt Fly.
Have you forgotten where